Penn State students, creamery workers, faculty, guys who wear flannels over sweatshirts to make themselves look more buff, my fellow Americans. I come to you today with a request. Myself, James Patrick Oscar Langan, and Braden Sean Dyreson are looking for your vote in the UPUA elections, where Braden will be the president and I will be his vice president. It is a simple request, but we need your help to get there, and I believe we can do it. I'll now shoot it over to my running mate, Braden Sean Dyreson, to tell you about what we promise to bring to Penn State and America.
Thank you, Mr. Langan. My fellow Americans, what UPUA needs today is bold vision and bold leadership. And we know, as you, our viewers and listeners who watch this podcast, we are bold in every sense of the word. We'll take it out in post.
We also speak well.
Yes. Thus, with that and our superior rhetorical ability, we believe that we are your best candidate for UPUA president and vice president. We do not know how UPUA works. We have never served. I personally have never been to a meeting.
I can't even tell you what the letters stand for.
For the past year and a half, I've been calling it UPUA. And yet, I believe we have the skills, the determination, the good looks, and the overall it factor to be your president and vice president.
What Penn State needs isn't another run-through-the-system ticket who came up since freshman year. What they need is a little bit of spice, a little bit of something new, some gravitas. What they need is us.
Yeah.
Because with us, we're gonna make life on campus more enjoyable.
We don't need another corporate shill beholden to the powers of President Barron and Sandy Barber.
Who says that the president and vice president of UPUA have to be two serious, well-educated individuals?
We certainly don't.
It could be us, the fun-loving, boy-next-door type, who always looks for the best in people and sees the best in ourselves.
Yes. And that's what you'll be getting with this ticket. Mostly looking at ourselves positively and blaming everyone else. Because that's what politics is all about to James and
We
I.
would take accountability if we knew what the word meant. But sadly, we do not.
And sardly, we do not know how to pronounce sardly either. Thus, we're coming to you.
We have our issues.
Metaphorically on our knees, but literally on our asses. At the Daily Collegian office, begging for your vote.
We're not perfect, but that's what makes us us. Mm-hmm. We're not going to hold you to the same regard that we hold ourselves.
Yeah.
We're going to put you above that, because you can all achieve more if you let us lead you. Two lesser beings make great leaders. This is what I've always believed.
Yeah.
The sun is shining outside. I don't know if the viewers can see that, but that's because it's the dawn of a new day on campus.
It's morning in America. Please go and vote below or anywhere else on the internet and write in Braden Dyreson and James Langan for UPUA president and vice president. Now, we know what you're thinking. You just think we're empty suits with a hairdo and good looks.
We are not.
But we are not. We have real policies to put forward. So, James, I'm going to turn it over to you for our first big policy.
Policy number one. Policy number one. I forgot policy number one.
Policy number one will be mandatory recess. Now,
Yes.
I'm sure we all remember our elementary school days. I remember my 4.5 years in 4th grade very fondly. And my favorite part of those months in the school year was recess. And then my heart was broken, just like the soul of this community was broken when, in high school, we didn't get to do recess.
Mine too. That stunk.
Thus, Mr. Langan and I, will be introducing a resolution to pass mandatory recess for the Penn State University Park campus.
Woo!
We're going to be installing monkey bars, jungle gyms, those weirdly shaped things made out of like the really hard material. You know what I'm talking about? Where you would like fall off into the mulch and like skin your knee.
Swing sets.
Swing sets too. 4 square.
A sandbox.
5 square. That's where someone's trapped in the middle of the 4 square.
Hopscotch.
Much, much more. Yeah, we don't think that there's enough hopscotch courses. We don't think that there's enough hopscotch courses on campus. James, what's our second policy?
Policy number 2. We are proposing a stipend for everyone who stars in this podcast. That is myself, Braden, and we are not including guests in this stipend. This is strictly for us because we deserve it, because we work hard. Mm-hmm. Sorry to all of you out there. You do work hard. I appreciate that, but it's going to us.
Just to repeat, no one else on University Park campus will be eligible for this stipend.
Not a soul.
For James Langan and Braden Dyreson. And we really think that this policy will help us personally benefit from it.
It's a good idea.
I think it's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
Our third policy initiative.
Policy number 3.
Is we promise once we get in power, we're going to grab onto it and never let go.
We're going to serve our first term. And then guess what? Good news for all. We're staying.
Infinite terms. UPUA elections will be indefinitely shut down.
Until we get bored.
Yes.
Then we might go play hopscotch on our new recess
Then
courts.
we might abdicate our positions as communist, as we'll take it out in post. Then we will advocate our positions as dictator
and friend. Don't forget that.
Vice
always say hi on the street.
James, vice dictator.
Vice dictator.
Vice dictator.
Nice to meet you.
And there will never be democracy again in University Park, as long as there is still breath.
It's overrated anyway. It's overrated. No one cares about democracy.
So, in conclusion, we've been called by you, the American people, by our friends and family, by everybody watching at home and around the world.
We're just 2 good apples.
The Kennedy brothers with a lot less mistresses. And in that spirit, we will be your next president and vice president. So as a reminder, you can go right now, right as we're speaking, right as you're watching this YouTube, or you're
right
listening
now
on Spotify. Go and vote. Go right in. Braden Dyreson and James Langan for UPUA president and vice president.
And also,
we will for you.
Let me say it. May old Coley bless America, all of us here at the Collegian, and all of you out there looking for change in a cruel world. Vote for us. Do the right thing.
You're welcome.
I like politics.
Oh my God.